Have you ever stopped yourself dead in your tracks? From speaking up, starting that thing you've always wanted to start, or even just reaching out to someone, all because you were afraid of looking foolish? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're going to dig into this really powerful idea that the very life you're dreaming of is hiding just on the other side of that wall of potential embarrassment.
So let's just start with this one. Simple question, and I want you to hold on to it for this whole explainer. Are you spending all your energy protecting this carefully crafted image of who you are, or are you out there actually building a life, a real life with substance and meaning? Because trust me, the answer to that question changes absolutely everything.
Okay, so let's get into our first section here, which really cuts to the core of the problem. We often think our biggest obstacles are out there somewhere. But more often than not, the biggest barrier is one that we built ourselves. It's like a prison made entirely out of our own image.
We all have this deep, almost primal instinct for what you could call ego protection. It's that little voice inside your head that just screams, "Don't do that, you're going to look like an idiot," right? It's just trying to keep us safe from judgment. But here's the crazy paradox. The very mechanism that's designed to protect our image is often the exact thing that blocks us from our own fulfillment.
And that brings us to a really important question. What's the real price we pay for always playing it safe? I mean, when we let that fear of embarrassment win, we're not just dodging a moment of discomfort. No, we are actively giving something up.
And that cost? It's huge. Just look at what we're trading away. First up, growth. You just can't grow if you're not willing to be a beginner again, right? Then there's purpose. Finding your purpose almost always means taking a leap into the unknown. We sacrifice fulfillment, which is always found in the struggle, not in sitting still. And the real kicker, the real irony, we lose out on building true confidence, the kind you can only get by facing down those fears.
This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Real, rock-solid confidence, it's not something you find in your comfort zone. It's not something you get by collecting likes or approval. It is forged in the fire of trying and failing and feeling awkward and then deciding to get back up anyway. It's built in those exact moments when our ego is screaming at us to run for the hills.
So, let's talk about what this actually looks like in real life. The path to anything worthwhile is never a perfect highlight reel. It is messy, it's unpolished, and it's paved with all those little moments we've been taught to fear and avoid at all costs.
Just think about this for a second. That moment you finally decided to speak up in a meeting, but your voice started to tremble. That feeling isn't failure. That shaky voice, that's the sound of you pushing right past the edge of your comfort zone. That's the sound of courage.
Or what about this one? Oh, that unique sting of vulnerability when you reach out to someone, a friend, a contact, anybody, and you just see that little "seen" notification with no reply. That feeling isn't just rejection. It's the echo of you being brave enough to put yourself out there in the first place.
And that deafening silence right after you share a creative idea that you were so excited about. That quiet in the room, that's not proof your idea was bad. It is concrete proof that you had the guts to put something new, a little piece of yourself, out into the world.
And of course, the classic, the public mistake. You fumble your words, you trip, whatever it is, and it's followed by that awkward, nervous laugh. Listen, these aren't moments of humiliation to be buried and forgotten. They are the unpolished, unavoidable, and absolutely essential steps of making any real progress.
So all of this brings us to a major turning point. We have to completely redefine what these moments mean to us. We need a brand new definition of courage, one that doesn't just tolerate embarrassment, but actually sees its value.
And really, it all comes down to the choice that's laid out right here. On one side, you've got a mindset driven by pride, and that mindset sees any potential for embarrassment as a threat that needs to be avoided. But on the other side, you've got a mindset driven by purpose, and that sees the exact same feeling as evidence, as proof that you're on the right track, that you're pushing your boundaries, that you are actually growing.
Just let that one sink in for a minute. No great piece of art, no world-changing discovery, no meaningful life was ever built on a foundation of everyone patting you on the back. Greatness is born in that messy, uncertain space of trying something that just might not work.
Okay, so we've reframed what embarrassment means. The big question now is, what's next? How do we actually turn this idea into action? Well, it all starts with one simple but incredibly powerful, intentional choice.
And this breaks down that choice perfectly. This isn't some to-do list, okay? It's a commitment to a whole new way of living.
In every single moment you feel that fear creeping in, you have a choice. Are you going to choose your image, or are you going to choose courage? Are you going to defend your pride, or are you going to fight for progress? Will you chase validation from other people, or will you pursue what is truly meaningful to you?
Because here's the quiet truth of it all. The world is not sitting around waiting for some perfect, polished version of you to finally show up. No, it is waiting for you to participate, right now, as you are. Your shaky voice, your messy first draft, your imperfect attempt, that is exactly what's needed. So we're going to end on this. Those ghosts, they're the ideas you never shared. They're the chances you never took, the words you never said. They're all the potential versions of your life that you kept locked away because you were afraid of a little embarrassment. The real tragedy isn't looking foolish for a moment. The real tragedy is letting a lifetime of possibilities die in silence. So, don't let your ghosts die with you.